Hey, happy day 719 of What's She Up To Now. Let's talk about in over your head, or being in over your head, or the expression in over your head. Every single one of us, me especially, me included, all of us, every person on this planet, every human being that's ever lived, has at some point been over their head, in over their head. In over your head is an expression that became popular in the 1600s, probably because back then most Europeans could not swim. So if they got near water or in water that was over their head, they were in big trouble, especially with those big heavy clothes and outfits they used to wear, right? That all, just the weight of all those clothes, if they got wet, sink in over their head. So in over your head, of course, means a risky situation that will lead to certain failure or maybe drowning, or something beyond your ability to understand, or something that is difficult for you to comprehend. At first, I like to say at first, because guess what? We're all born not knowing anything. We're all born a clean slate, right? We don't come into this world knowing or understanding anything, except that we can breathe, right? That we can cry, that we're hungry, that we need love and nurturing, etc., etc. But we come in with nothing and we leave with nothing. And so in between, a lot of times we are overwhelmed and over our head. We don't know how to do things, especially when we're starting something new. Think of, oh my gosh, there's so many situations in my life, and I'm sure in yours as well, if you think about it, times when you felt, like you were just in a tough situation, when you took a difficult class in school. Like, even some classes in school are more challenging than others for each one of us, right? I remember the first time I took statistics, I actually dropped it because I was feeling overwhelmed. I had a huge caseload in my engineering courses, and I thought and felt like I was in over my head, and it was one more thing I couldn't do. So I actually dropped the class. The next time I took it, I had already gotten a little understanding of it, and so I knew I could figure it out. So tough classes, tough teachers, tough relationships, right? Sometimes we're in a relationship where we feel like we're in over our head. There's a reason people fall head over heels in love, right? Sometimes it's beyond our ability to understand something, right? Who understands, being in love? I guess, I don't know, I'm sure there's some people, but I certainly don't. When we get a new job, or if you get a promotion, a lot of times who we are when we earn a thing isn't who we really need to be in order to perform that job or that role successfully and really excellently. We grow into the job, we grow into the role after we are granted or given the role. I don't know if that makes sense, but examples from my career is I was promoted fast and into a lot of different jobs. And when I got into that job, I think other people saw that I was capable of handling it more than I initially believed that I was. Of course, I always said yes to whatever the next opportunity was, but sometimes I will admit I was there and in meetings and listening intently and thinking, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? I remember one of my corporate jobs, I went in to run a division for a corporation, and within 3 months I was gifted an entire other division to run for that organization. And it was a division and a department in an area that I had pretty much zero knowledge and zero expertise in. But they figured that I'd run all these other businesses, all these other companies, all these other divisions before, and that I had a good understanding of all different functions in a business, so that I could easily and effortlessly pick up and run this division successfully. Now I did, and I figured it out, and it turned out really, really well. But initially, when I was given that, I was a little apprehensive. I was like, can I do this? Really, can I do this? And of course, excuse me, all we have to do is know and believe that we can do something that will figure it out. We always figure everything out, right? If you're listening to me, you figured out how to use your computer or how to use your cell phone and listen to videos. We always figure everything out. But guess what? The first time we ever do anything, we're often over our head. We have to figure things out. So I like to have a figure-outable mentality where I know that, yep, there's so many things I don't know how to do, but if I want to do it, it's easy to figure out how to do it. Jesus, Google or YouTube, almost anything nowadays. Ask questions on Quora or other question sites. Just ask the question in Google, and you will get literally millions of answers on sometimes. I mean, it's unbelievable how many answers you can get. So in over your head, love this expression. Love that it's been around for so long, and that every one of us experiences it. Even the most confident, cocky, arrogant people that you meet, guess what? sometimes they're just behaving that way because they are feeling overwhelmed or in over their head. Sometimes they just have big egos, but a lot of times people are in situations and when they're nervous, they behave in different ways because they feel like they're in over their head. So in over your head, I've been thinking about that today because that was the topic for my Supersize Your Business Facebook Live video. Still doing Fun Day. Today was day 10 of the 365-day fun challenge. Do one fun thing every day. If you have ideas of fun things that a grandma can do, hit me up in the comments below because I would love some more fun things than just what's in this book. I would like to know some real life fun grandma things to do. The one today was actually geared, and it actually says to give away your toys. So I'm like, what age group is this journal actually for? And maybe I guess I should say that they said this is for ages 6 to 9 on the back, which is the first book like that in this journal series. I didn't realize that any were for ages, and now that I read that particular day, day 10, I'm like, okay, I get it. I guess it is geared toward children. So sorry people, I'm a grandma, I'm old, I'm gonna hit 60 this year, so I guess 60 to 90. I say this is for people 60 to 90, right? I'm going to go for 60 to 90-year-olds instead of 6 to 9-year-olds. But it was funny. I just changed it. I said, hey, take your excess and used stuff, give it to charity. So I just read it, and then I changed it for me and my audience because we're definitely not 6 to 9-year-olds. I don't work with children, except my beautiful granddaughter. I do help her every day. I love her. I am not doing a challenge right now. I'm not doing a challenge online every day. I usually am doing one. If you know me, you know I'm usually got some kind of a challenge going. This week, I am fixing up my house, my family home. As part of my divorce and things, I'm finally getting around to moving and selling that house. So I'm helping out and finishing projects and cleaning up and doing a lot of stuff that I should probably have hired a maid company to do. But I didn't on purpose. And one of my sisters was giving me a hard time yesterday and saying, why didn't you just have, maids or some maid service come in and do this? And I said, I could have. Yep, I could do that. But as part of a divorce and part of moving out of a place that I've lived for 20 years and loved, I built that home. I designed that home. I drew that. I drew it on paper, then I got some software and I drew it on a plan, then I handed it off to an architect who put in all the electrical and put in the things that we needed for the builders to build the home. Not the builders, actually, we were our own general. So I have a lot of emotional ties to that property, and I need and wanted some closure. So helping out and finishing off and making it amazing for the next person and the next family, and won't be a person, it's definitely a family home. The next family that lives there it's therapeutic for me. It's my way of letting go and transitioning from my old home to my new home, from my old existence to my new, and just letting it go in a very positive way. A lot of times when people get divorced, there isn't a lot of positive going on there. And our situation was pretty amicable, but it wasn't a pleasant experience. I never thought that I would be divorced. I'm one of those people that commits to something, and when I got married, I thought I'd be married for life. So part of forgiving myself for being divorced, and that's probably the biggest part, is forgiving myself for being divorced. But there are moments when I'm working on projects out there that I feel like I'm totally over my head because it's a big house, and that's okay. And when I need help, I get help, right? So I'm not really over my head, but I'm doing that. So instead of doing a challenge right now, that is my own personal physical challenge. And when I'm doing that, when I've got a lot going on in another area of my life, then I'm letting some business stuff go. I'm letting the challenges go for a week while I polish up this project and finish it off so I can hand it off in a way that feels good and right and honorable and true to me. And that's what we always have to do, right? So that's it. That's all I've got. You will be seeing a challenge from me probably in a couple of weeks. I'm actually going to take a few weeks off because I'm thinking about launching a new way of challenges and using challenges to lead people into my longer term programs. I am putting together a longer term program. I'm trying to get away from the personal one-on-one coaching that I've been doing and consulting and transition that mainly so I can have more time freedom to actually help out with my granddaughter and spend with her guilt-free. I don't want to feel guilty about ever. I don't ever want to feel guilty about the time I'm spending with my family and my friends and those people I love and care about. And for most of my life, I've had that little twinge of when I was at work, I felt like I should be with. Looks like I got cut off for a second, but I'm back. That's all I've got today. Go out, make it an amazing day. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. If you have any fun ideas for a pajama grandma, please let me know, because I would like to supplement the book instead of it just being all the book. I'd like to have it be more my own things, just for the fun of it. Keeping in mind that that is my wake up video every morning. That's to get my voice going before I actually create my other content. I like to have a way to wake up my voice and wake up my life. Plus, I need more fun in my life. Who among us that is 50 or older doesn't need more fun in our lives? Usually, I guess I should have started having more fun when I was 30, or maybe even in my 20s. I'm not sure I was that fun in my 20s even. Have I ever been fun? Question to pose to my sisters. Anyway, have an amazing day. If I can help you in any way, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Bye.